Welcome everybody to Ontario Motor Sales. Boy, are we excited to show you this. This is a 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Luxury. This is a full EV SUV. It's absolutely fantastic. It's loaded with features, and we are going to take you on a tour of this Lyriq today as if you were here with us on the lot, so you can get a great look at it right from the comfort of your own home. Now, being an EV, we are going to cover the EV power plant. We're also going to cover the great features on this Lyriq. We'll give you a little bit of insider information as far as how EVs drive and stuff like that. So if you're a familiar EV driver, there are some portions you may want to skip, but if this is your first time looking at an electric vehicle, stay tuned, because we're going to walk you through all of the great benefits of driving an electric vehicle, especially this Cadillac Lyriq. Now, let's start off with, normally we would say what's underneath the hood, but in this case, it's an EV, so we don't talk about an engine. We're going to talk about the motor. This is a single motor rear wheel drive. You have 340 horsepower available to you at really an instant. The way I like to describe it is, think of an electric drill. When you push the trigger down, it goes full speed, and it's almost very similar in an electric vehicle. You get 0 to 60 in this in 5.7 seconds. Now, that's only relevant because everybody loves to know how fast the electric vehicles are, so I thought I would throw that little stat in here. Now, that is all powered by a 102 kilowatt hour battery pack. Think of that as your gas tank. That is how much power is available to you. That gives you a range of over 500 kilometers on ideal conditions, of course, but over 500 kilometers, that is plenty of range for almost everybody for daily driving. And speaking of which, you have available fast charging of up to 190 kilowatts. So that is going to give you a fast charge. You can get from 10% to 80% in probably about 20 minutes on a fast charger. So it's going to be a very quick charge. Now, home charging, that's also really been beefed up on this. We've got 11.5 kilowatts of level 2 charging available at home. You can see the regular charge port here. This is your fast charge port right underneath that. So the 11.5 kilowatt charger means that you could charge this up from 10% back to 90% in about 7 hours overnight at off-peak rates. So that really translates to a really cheap charge overnight. You're talking a couple dollars an evening to go from 10% back up to 90%. And of course, most people will not drive this car 500 kilometers a day. So you can appreciate it is going to be extremely good on fuel. Now, this does have some great regenerative braking. We will talk about that when we get inside the car, but I want to continue around the outside. Let's take a look at these fantastic looking 20-inch aerodynamic wheels. I say that because EVs always have different wheels than most other vehicles. With the EV, we are not trying to route air into cooling brakes because we don't really use the brakes on an EV. We use that one pedal drive system. So instead, it is trying to push air around the car to make it more aerodynamic, because obviously the more aerodynamic this car is, the better range it will get. Now, have a look at the side profile of the Lyriq. It really is like no other vehicle on the road right now. It has got such a cool raked roof. We have this beautiful integrated spoiler up top. Look at the pass through there. Again, everything designed for aerodynamics. These rear tail lights, which are just something crazy. Look at how cool that is, coming right around into the back of the tailgate. Then we also have the light and the reflector here. Lots of piano black, as you can see on this. Taking a look at the back here, nice looking Cadillac logo, the Lyriq badge, and then we have the 450E badge over here, and that's just a reference to, I believe it's meganewtons of power. It's just a thing that Cadillac does, don't worry about that. And then this nice piano black at the bottom. Now have a look at the fantastic trunk space you get in a Lyriq. I mean, there is so much room here on this. Again, it is more like a sportback design, so this whole glass piece comes up as well. In here, this is not a James Bond suitcase. In this is your home charger, so you can take that, plug that in. We've got a little bit of storage underneath here too. We have split folding rear seats. I mean, just lots of space for all your cargo in the back. Closing this back up, let's continue around to the passenger side. Now I'm going to lock this up because I do want to show you something cool when we get to the driver's door. But I just want to show you all four corners of this. This does have 24,000 kilometers, so it is a pre-owned vehicle, but it is a Cadillac certified pre-owned car. So with that, you're going to get lots of great benefits. We have a 150-point inspection. It's actually quite a bit more than that because it's an EV. You have a 3-month, 5,000 kilometer limited warranty, but of course, being a 2024 with only 24,000 kilometers, there's much more warranty than that. A 3-month satellite radio trial plus 30 days or 2,500 kilometers exchange privilege. But of course, the EV portion of this vehicle carries a much longer warranty than that. When you call, just ask us, we'll give you the remaining time and kilometers left. Have a look at the headlights on this. Absolutely stunning LED lights, and then we have this LED light panel right in the grille, and you can see, because again it's an EV, we don't have a traditional front grille with slats. It does not require that. There's no engine, I guess I should say, to cool off, so it has the benefit of having a very cool, sleek looking front end. All right, now let's go take a look inside the Cadillac. So these are our door handles here. You can see they're a flush mount door handle, but when we unlock it, they pop out so that way you can have something to grab. Again, looking for aerodynamics, and it's obviously a pretty cool factor. Inside, have a look at this beautiful silver interior. Absolutely stunning. Leather seats, perforated seats, and then we have this blue piping down the center of it. And I believe that's just as a reference to the fact that it's an EV. They do kind of do the blue theme with that. Having a look up, massive glass panoramic roof. Just a huge piece of glass, almost panel to panel, all the way to the back seats. Now, speaking of the back seats, we do have the child latch system built in. I love the fact that it's this easy access here rather than having to jam your fingers down there. So if you have kids in car seats, that's gonna be great. Nice big center armrest here as well. And then we have rear ventilation and 2 USB-C charging ports back here, so everybody in the back can stay charged up and nice and comfortable. Now let's go have a look at the front. Up front, we obviously get the same view as the people in the back. We've got these nice airplane style headrests, that nice blue piping again down the center. Now these are both driver and passenger power seats. This is a non-smoking vehicle. The interior is probably flawless. I haven't seen anything yet to indicate that there's any kind of marks in it, but I might missed 1 or 2 things, but no, it's absolutely fantastic. Our power driver's seat is all right here on the door. 2 driver memory system, easy entry exit assist, and then our heated seats as well. We also have a power tilt and telescopic steering wheel that is hooked up to your memory system too. Let's hop in here. And as I did that, actually, I forgot to tell you, we do have the nice Cadillac floor liners in the front and the rear. So that's also worth noting because that's a nice expensive accessory. Okay, where do we start? Let's start with what we're looking at here. Now we have a 33-inch widescreen, beautiful 8K crystal display. I mean, this is absolutely stunning when you get in. It has all the infotainment, all the options and features, and they're so easily laid out. I love the fact of how they've laid out this entire infotainment. We will show you that in a minute, but I just kind of wanted to address that. It's the elephant in the room, and it's absolutely gorgeous. We've got a nice leather-wrapped heated steering wheel, all the buttons on the wheel where you would expect of the adaptive cruise control, the heated steering wheel button, the controls for your infotainment and the Google Assistant right here, and then these controls for our center display. But safety, let's talk about that and get that out of the way. I say get it out of the way because really there's not much you have to worry about when you're driving a Lyriq. This has an absolute ton of safety features, the most advanced stuff that Cadillac really offers. We have advanced forward emergency braking. We have the blind spot warning, but also the blind spot collision intervention. So if there is a car in your blind spot, it's going to attempt to keep you from actually going into that lane by forcing the car to stay in this lane. We've got rear emergency braking, lane keeping assist, lane following assist, a fantastic camera system on this. I mean, like I said, It's a long list of incredible safety features. When you call, ask us, we can go through all of those features with you, just to show you that, I mean, if you've got kids, passengers, family in the car, everybody is going to be very, very safe. Now, let's talk very briefly about how you drive an EV. And this is, again, the portion of the video where if you drive an EV, you can skip through this. But really quickly, driving an EV does not have to be different than how you drive a regular gas car. However, to enjoy all the advantages, I was going to say fuel savings, I guess the maximum fuel savings or the maximum range, you want to drive this like an EV. And what I mean by that is one pedal braking, or one pedal driving. So one pedal driving is really simple. This pedal right here, that's all you need to drive and theoretically, or in the right terms, brake the car. This is your emergency. Okay, so if you are driving in one pedal drive, the way that this works is as you push down on the accelerator, it obviously goes forward. Now, when you release the accelerator pedal, the motor puts it into reverse, which acts with resistance, so it starts to slow down the car. But as it's doing that, it is forcing energy back into the battery. That is what's called regenerative braking. Now, the best part about that though, so not only do you maximize range, the faster you let off the accelerator pedal, the faster the Lyriq will slow down. The slower you let off, obviously the slower it will slow down. So you can control the deacceleration of your car with just one pedal, never really having to use the brake pedal unless there's an emergency stop situation, or your battery is at 90 to 100%. At that point, it doesn't regen as much because the battery is nearly full, so you would have to use the brake pedal a little bit more in that situation. But that one pedal drive system is unbelievable. And it takes, I would bet you, 3 to 5 minutes tops to get the feel for the one pedal drive in the Lyriq. So I highly encourage you, when you come and test drive this car, put it in one pedal drive and just enjoy it and get used to it. It's fantastic. Now, here is a great feature that this car has that some of the other competitors don't. Cough, Tesla. I have a Tesla as well, so I'm very familiar with how the EVs drive. What I like about this is this button right here. Okay, so this is our regenerative braking. You can turn it on or off, but also you can set the level at how it regenerative brakes. So high, meaning when you let off the accelerator, it's going to get the most energy back in the car. It's going to also, I guess, mimic a braking feel more than if you were on normal. You do have normal, but we also have off. Why I love this is in the winter time, okay, when there's a lot of snow on the ground, maybe you're out before the plows have gone out, or maybe it just started to snow, you may want to turn the one pedal driving off and operate it just like a regular gas car. The reason I say that is because with the one pedal drive, if you, let's say, it's winter driving, people drive crazy sometimes, right? Somebody pulls out in front of you and you're like, oh my gosh, your instinct is to take your foot off the accelerator completely. But when you do that, it obviously is now going to slow down the car very quickly. When it's wet out, when it's like really slippery out with snow, perhaps you don't want it to slow down as quickly because you want it to feel a little bit more safer. You don't want any sliding. So then you can turn that off. And again, that's only in a situation where there's a lot of snow on the ground, it's really slippery. That's when I would go and take that off. Or maybe just put it to normal. You decide. But that's why I love this, because in other vehicles, cough Tesla, you can't change that. It just regenerative brakes. You can't change how it feels. And I've been in situations where I wasn't exactly pleased with how the car reacted. So love that this has the option to change all that up. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about for the EV drive style. Now let's get back into this beautiful 33-inch display. Great feature right here. So we have the options for our driver's display all right here. So right now it's on the gauges, right? Let's flip this to energy. So now you can see, really simple, this is the range left in the car. This is the power that it is using currently. The reason why I like this is not overwhelming. There's no range anxiety. It's just like, hey, you know what? You got 147 kilometers left. Nothing screaming at you being like, oh my gosh, that's it? Because you don't need range anxiety with a car with 500 kilometers of range. For crying out loud, people, get it out of your head. You don't need 700 kilometers. My Tesla has 350 kilometers of range, and I have zero range anxiety. Drive it like a normal gas car. You don't go much more than 400 kilometers without filling up your tank. It's the same thing with this car. Check out this feature. Your Google Maps, look at how beautiful that is. Right in the center display, your navigation will never be easier. Also, notice, because it's an EV, it is now showing us electric chargers. There's one there, there's one there, there's one here. They're all over the place, okay? So that's a cool little feature that has it right in there. Our assist, this just shows you the available assist. This is your adaptive cruise here, you can see. And then there's a clean mode. So you can hit that, and now you can wipe this without it really reacting to any of your touch. All right, so let's put it back to, if I was gonna drive this, I'd probably leave it in this mode here. I like the speedometer. Behind here is, I guess it's called forced regenerative braking. You can push and hold this, and let's say you're not driving with any regenerative braking on, you're not using the one pedal drive. This you can pull and hold, and it acts like regenerative braking while you're holding it. Why is that there? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's just one of those features. I guess Cadillac said, let's put that in the car. Is it cool? Sure. Do you need it? No. Drive it in one pedal drive. That's what I would do. Over here, we've got our media. So it's showing us right now that we're on the XM satellite radio. Shows us what's playing. And then over here, we have our fantastic infotainment screen. Now, first and foremost, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You hop in, it connects. Beautiful. Okay. We've got our Google Maps, which we already showed you. I'll just flip it on that just for a second, just to show you how beautiful the display is. I mean, you don't get much better displays in cars nowadays than what you're seeing right here. Our camera system. So we have an around view camera. You can see the top-down view. This is our front view here. So there's those cars in front. We also have, obviously, we can flip it to the rear. So there's our rear view. And there's all a bunch of different things here you can flip and change for the camera system. We're not going to get too heavy into that because I want to show you some other cool stuff. Our auto park assist. So this vehicle will park itself. It will pull into a spot. It will also parallel park. It will also pull out of a parallel park or perpendicular spot. So if you're a little nervous about parking a bigger vehicle like this, use your automatic parking. It does it all for you automatically. It's fantastic. I love it. It's not a new feature. Let's continue. Wi-Fi hotspot on the car, really cool. Charging. So let's talk about the charging of the car. Again, this is something that if you're not an EV driver, or even if you are, you want to make sure that we can do what we normally would do. We do have the option really quickly to charge now versus charging later. Why that is relevant? Because when you have this and you have your home charger, you're going to schedule this car to charge on off-peak hours. Obviously, you don't want it to charge when it's full rate. Charge it after 7 p.m. So you can see here, we have an option to charge later or charge now. Why this is convenient, when you pull up to a fast charger on a road trip, you want to be able to charge the car immediately. You don't want to have to go through a bunch of settings. So I love the fact you can just put it on charge now and it'll immediately start to charge, okay? The Cadillac account has some really cool options for charging. This is your home charging schedule. So you can see it's going to charge to 80%. Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. It's going to be ready to go. And then here are all the other things. So preconditioning temperatures. You can have the car get ready to drive for you at certain times of the day as a schedule, as you saw with the charging. So you can say, listen, I leave for work every day at 7 a.m. The car will automatically precondition itself, climate control and battery temperature to be ready to go for 7 a.m. Huge, huge, huge benefit. I love it. Please, if you have a regular schedule, use this. It's going to save you a lot of grief. It's also going to give you the best range possible. All right. What else do we want to talk about here? Ambient lighting, great lighting in the car. Amazon Alexa, different drive modes. It does have some really great drive modes on the vehicle. Touring Sport, Snow and Ice, and then My Mode. So you can really customize how this is going to feel. It does have some chassis dampening performance features on it. So change that up. Make sure your Cadillac is driving how you love it. And then My Cadillac is your app. And then the last thing here is the Google Assistant. Now you can push this button to use it, or you can just simply push this button here. And check this out. I want to show you something. This is again to help you understand how easy it is to drive an EV long distances. So I'm going to push the button on the wheel. Give me directions to Rogers Center.
All right, Rogers Center.
Okay, so now I choose where I want to go, Rogers Center. So now it has just told me how long, and it's also told me I have to charge. So you can see here, we're going to charge at Oshawa Electrified Charging Station for 24 minutes. Isn't that cool? It tells you how long. After that, we continue on our way. And when we get there, we're going to have 30% of battery when we reach Rogers Center. Okay? Why is that important? Well, let's say you're taking a trip to Montreal or Quebec, or that's probably not a good example. There's chargers all over Quebec. We're taking a trip somewhere where when you reach the destination, there aren't a lot of chargers, right? So now you're thinking, oh, well, I don't want to reach my destination with only 20% battery remaining. You can change what you want your battery to be at when you reach your destination, so that way it's going to give you more charging as you're going there. Again, it's route planning. It's no different than if you were driving a car. Does it take 5 extra minutes to plan a long trip? Like, I'm talking a long trip, like maybe you're going to New York? Sure it does. But think of that. How much money would it cost you in fuel to drive to New York? How much money is it going to cost you in charging? Let's probably say a tenth, right? Charging is anywhere $8, $10, $12, depending on how long you charge. How much is a full tank of fuel, right? So again, the extra little bit of planning that you have to drive an EV is well worth it to save yourself all that cash. Not to mention, look at what you drive. Look at how beautiful this car is. One pedal driving, the best safety features, a fantastic interior. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this, okay? I'm forgetting so much stuff to talk about here. Climate control, amazing, great, cool. Down here, our center console, how beautiful is this? Just so nicely laid out, nice big armrest. This is our command controller for this. So you have hot buttons for your audio, for your phone, for your navigation, and it's all right here at a touch of a button, and then you can flip through it here just like this with this controller, or of course you can use the controls here, the voice controls as well. But that's all here. Most importantly, the audio volume is right here, this nice dial. So that's kind of convenient. Nice big cup holders. Now, look at this. Look at how nice this is. For the ladies, you don't need to put your purse on the floor and get it all dirty and wet. This is where you put your purse. It's got this beautiful center console here. Why? Because there's no engine, there's no drive shaft, there's nothing. So they use all this space. It's so well done. You can see down here, we've got a USB-C charger. Nice stainless steel with the Cadillac embroidered or embossed in that. And then we also have this little cubby here for some more storage for you as well. Now, in front of this center armrest, wireless cell phone charger, more USB ports. It's got all the ports you could ever want. You could power up the space shuttle in this bad boy. But as you can see, I mean, just fantastic. And then last but not least, my gosh, if you're still with us, thank you. I mean, you've found a great car, so there's no reason to turn away now. Might as well show you all the cool stuff. This is the file with the Lyriq. This is going to show you the build features, all of the options that are on this car, and you can review this with us when you get here. And then, of course, the Carfax. One owner, no reported accidents. Don't forget as well, this is a Cadillac certified pre-owned vehicle. You have all these incredible features here with it, but of course, because it's an EV, you have even more of that. You have the best warranty for your EV power plant. My gosh, I can't speak. And more. You know what? Enough talking. Now is the time to reserve this Lyriq online on our website so you can be first in line to get this vehicle, or visit us here at OMS so you can take out arguably one of the best EVs available on the market, the Cadillac Lyriq. This is such a fantastic vehicle. Might be my next car too. I think a Lyriq's going to be very high in the running for what I'm going to replace my Tesla with. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to see you at Ontario Motor Sales.